Well, good morning. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the Agency Academy this morning. And I just wanted to say that I'm terribly sorry that I can't be there today with you. It's certainly disappointing. Unfortunately, I had a pre-planned vacation for almost a year that happened to fall where we're leaving the day before this Agency Academy. And so it would be the only thing that I would not be there for, is to spend a little bit of time with my family on their spring break. Um, but I don't want the message to be lost, how much this academy is important to me, to the food bank, and to the work that you do. And I want to make sure that you understand that I would be there otherwise. And so I'm thankful for the opportunity, though, to get to address you briefly in this video, and looking forward to getting a chance to give you a couple of highlights, if you will. You know, when I started 9 months ago and at our last Agency Academy, I hope that what I did is set the tone for what we were going to do in support of you as agency partners. And I think I promised three things. That one, we would work hard to listen to you and to value your input into not just our process, but into fighting hunger in our community. Number two, I hope that we were very upfront and as a part of our work, saying to you that we knew that we were grateful for all that you do to our work and what you do for our community. And then number three, I hope that I would say that we would be transparent with you, that we would tell you when we were struggling, that we would want to listen to you when you had issues with the things that we were doing, good or bad, and that we would do our best to try to listen when we could make changes to meet those issues, and when we couldn't, admit that there was not much we could do. And so I hope that we've lived up to that promise for the most part. And I know that I want you to know that every day we value you here at this food bank as our part of our food bank family. So, as a part of that transparency, the first thing I would say is I think for the most part, we've done a good job of trying to change, in some sense, the culture of how we value you as an agency partner. You know, this food bank is on schedule this year to give or to distribute 20 million pounds of food into our community. And that will be the first time this food bank has ever distributed 20 million pounds of food. And I think you guys know that, you know, the elephant has been my symbol for a long time of how much food we deliver into the community. We deliver the weight of an elephant of food every hour that we're open. That's about 2,080 elephants a year. And if that was the case, and we delivered 2,080 elephants, or 20 million pounds, 1,560 of those elephants will have passed through your doors because of what you do for our community. And that is not lost on us. And so, in a moment of transparency, I would say that one of the things that we have not done well, and we did not do well, and when I say we, I mean me, as the president and CEO, is that while we have created a wonderful annual report called Investing in Our Future, after rereading it for another time, I recognize that it doesn't show enough about the work that you do as agencies. And in that sense, the content, which I'm in charge of as the president and CEO, failed to deliver the true picture of what we as a food bank do. And so know that I recognize that it won't happen again, and that we will be working hard to make sure that we are highlighting the work that you do. And so I want to also reiterate to you that I want you to make sure that you're sending us stories of volunteers, of your programs and new things that you're doing, and also compelling stories about your clients, that you want to make sure that people know what that's going on. And we have a media and marketing and communications department that will do all of the heavy lifting for you. We just need to have the story. And I promise you that it will be better off if the community sees less of this face and more of yours. And so I look forward to that very much as well. Today, I think what you're going to be focusing on is two really new or two things that we hope to give you more information on to ease the burden of being an agency partner, and that's in retail rescue and USDA and food sourcing. I think one of the things that we know, and I know that you know very well, is that SNAP emergency allotment has gone away. February was the last month for that allotment. And so we can expect, and you should expect, that you'll see greater need and longer lines in your distributions. Um, and so how do we combat that? I think there's two ways. One is to better enable our agency partners to have relationships directly with retail rescue in order to get food from their doors to yours more quickly. And so I'm excited to talk about, and you'll hear more about, I hope today or in the near future, that the food bank will be making a very large investment in those capabilities. And that investment will go directly to you. We are looking forward to helping you be better partners in retail rescue and have better capabilities to do that. Um, that said, the other element that I think you'll hear more about today, and I'm excited for you to get maybe some firsthand knowledge of this, is that many of you may be struggling with budgets in a new reality of not having funding to pay for the food that now we no longer have the funding to pay for as well at times. And so a great way to supplement and to enhance and build upon your programs is through USDA TFAP products. And there are certainly different regulations for that, but we at the food bank are here to lessen that burden, to have you listen to other food banks who are doing it and to hear from them about their participation in USDA, because it is a way and it is an answer to help enhance the work that you're doing if the budget is tight. And then the other answer, I think, is kind of work on our end. And so when I first got to the food bank 8 or 9 months ago, I had no food bank experience. So let me be frank. And I think the thing that I come to realize, and I'm a person that tries to simplify things, is that really it's, food in, food here, food out. So food out, mostly agency partners who you guys have got that covered really well. And we are blessed and lucky to have you as our food out partner. Food here is, our ability to inventory, control, store, get it on AE3, put it on the right processes, and get it out the door. And then food in is our food sourcing game. So how much are we invested in getting food into the door? So for the first 6.5, 7 months of my tenure here, we really focused a lot of my time, energy, and resources on food here. That it's no reason to get food in if we don't have a regular process to get food out by being really good when food is here. And so we've made changes in personnel, we've made changes in processes, we've made changes in a lot of different ways to get that process better and smoother. And I promise you that if you had come here the day that I started, and then you can go tour the building right now, you would see a huge difference. And probably from the best perspective that you could see as agency partners, our progress in the marketplace is a symptom or a symbol maybe of what we've been able to do. And I think it's much more organized, it's much fuller, and it's also much more user friendly. And so I think we've done really well with food here. Again, food out, we rely heavily on you, and you guys are doing a great job, and I appreciate it. So the next focus for me in the next 6 to 12 months is food in. And we can do that a number of ways. And so one of the first ways we're doing that is we have hired and repurposed someone to do food sourcing as what we would call like our pharmaceutical rep of food sourcing. So their job is to go out and manage those relationships with retail rescue partners on your behalf so that those issues that may come in between the two of you can be smoothed out. To two, recruit more partners from more places for you to pick up if possible. and for all of our agency retail partners, and to increase the ability of our agencies to have rescue opportunities. And then 3 will be eventually to make relationships with distributors and producers and wholesale places where those donations can come directly to the food bank. Another part of our food sourcing game will be a farm to food bank pilot project through our Franklin facility and through a partnership with New Life Church in Franklin and a local minority farmer. And that will be farming 20 acres of land where the minority farmer will get access to 10 of those acres as their payment for giving us their expertise in farming. And we will be producing 10 acres of produce with the other parts of the land. And we're hoping to build a process in place and get the land ready over the next 6 months and start the planting at the end of the summer for fall crops that will be harvested throughout the fall and winter. We are very excited about this. We are going to have opportunities for people to learn about where their food comes from, to harvest that through volunteers, and to provide learning opportunities for young people to see how food is grown. I think it's going to be a fantastic project, and I'm really excited because literally today, the food bank also did its first gleaning project with a local farm, and that local farm has provided us with an opportunity to glean their farm for cabbage and other, winter produce as they begin to prepare their land for their spring planting. And so we are super excited to have done that. I know that the volunteers and the news media covered it, and it was a wonderful event where we filled, I believe, 9 totes of produce, and a lot of volunteers loved the experience. And we'll be able to have that same experience on our own farm to food bank in Franklin. If successful, we'll be looking to expand that model in other areas and look forward to kind of exploring that with you. There may be opportunities for agencies to pick a day to harvest their own product and then bring that product from our farm right to your door. And we are excited about the possibilities. And then lastly, I would say that a big part of our food sourcing will be also this. There's a new model, or a model that we're newly utilizing, called Choice, where we're using credits that we're given through Feeding America to bring truckloads of donated product into our building. And Christian, who is our new food sourcing manager, has done a wonderful job of learning that system. And I believe has brought in 1 truck already, and will be bringing 3 or 4 in the near future. And so we're excited to continue that process and to continue to expand the opportunities for food to come into the food bank, because food never sits here and it never goes out if it doesn't come in, and we recognize that. Overall, I would like to tell you that, I encourage you to think about the food sourcing that we are doing, to think about while we have started to try to charge for the direct costs, so no additional costs, just the direct cost of some of our produce and some of our food, not produce, I should say. We recognize that this is hard times. You have been with us and stayed with us through 2020 and through the pandemic, and now you're coming out of that pandemic. Some of you with less resources coming into your coffers through less donations to your churches and other programs. Some of you, for the first time, having to purchase food in 3 years with rising food costs. And we are super thankful that you have continued to help us in this time of need, and continue to stick with us and help us learn how to better serve you. We are, as a part of that, trying to do the things that we can do to make this better. So we have not started charging any agency for donated food, while other food banks do that fairly regularly. And number 2, we have maintained that as a part of our healthy initiative. Those of you who choose, and I hope it's all of you, to continue to provide produce for your neighbors in need, the food bank will not charge for produce in order for you to get that healthy food directly to the neighbors who need it the most. And so we continue, I think, to work on our food sourcing game. We continue to work on the opportunities to get more food into your hands in quicker, better ways through retail rescue. And we continue to try to drop the barriers between USDA TFAP regulations and your willingness to become a USDA TFAP partner. And so I hope you hear today directly from other agencies that are doing retail rescue and doing the USDA partnership, and that you hear that the burden may not be as high as the fear is. And so I hope that you will continue to join us in that way. You know, the food bank delivers basically, as I said, 2,000 elephants every year to 160,000 neighbors in need. And 75% of that comes directly through you. If you were to take all of the elephants that we deliver every year and string them like trunk to tail, like kind of in the old circus parade, that would extend from here to ODU, 3.1 miles, a 5K of elephants that we're delivering every day because of you. In closing, I hope that what I've been able to I've been able to go see 5 or 6 distributions in the last 2 months in your agency pantries, and I wish that it was 500 or 600. To be honest, my time is just much more demanded on than I'm used to, and in every single one of those, I have seen the care and compassion of your staff and volunteers to our neighbors in need, looking at the dignity that they have in the line and trying to meet their need in a dignified and very caring and compassionate way. And I hope you'll have heard me many times say that the truth is the only thing that's ever changed a person's life in this world and in my lifetime is the care and compassion of another human being. And I'm honored that you guys would be a part of our food bank family. And I'm honored that every time I go out to one of our distributions, I see that care and compassion in your eyes and in the eyes of those who serve with you. And I am grateful and blessed to get to serve alongside you. And so I hope that you always know that that is a part of what I come to do. And I also feel like every person in this food bank needs to do that as well. We need to recognize that you are the hands and feet of this food bank in the community. And so I hope that you recognize, and I hope that I do a good job personally of telling you how grateful we are, number one, and number two, telling you that basically you are my client. I come to work every day in this food bank in Norfolk and go hard at work to raise more money to build a new food bank that we can all be proud of, because I know that those things better serve you. And so I hope that I never lose that, number one. And number two, if I do, I hope you'll tell me. I look forward to working alongside you for many, many years to come. And I describe it that way. I work really for you. And that's how I want to approach every day that I work. So I hope at the next Agency Academy, we will plan it around a time where I can be spending time with you, and I will plan to spend the entire Academy with you. But until then, I hope to see you soon. And thank you for all you do for our community, for the neighbors in need, and for this food bank. Take care.